Hello, everyone. We had plot for a little bit.
And then they just went right back. Oh, Lord. Okay. Episode 18. Pootan gets fired. Pootan uses Freddie as a stand-in for an autograph signing. However, when Freddie gets attached to the costume, will Pootan be able to reclaim his job? Or will Freddie take over? Yeah, this is one of those episodes where they have one gag and they just kind of run with it, and your mileage will vary depending on how funny you find this one episode. I mean, it's funny. It is like a little nonsensical. I mean, that's the show in a nutshell, but it's just like first of all, even the kids have that manly face structure. Like no kid looks like an actual kid in this show.
And the hair too is just he has that stereotypical
bowl cut.
That kid was a child in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the kid being a little freaking gatekeeping a-hole. Like, I was a bigger fan of Pootan before he got popular. Because it was so surreal and meta that, like, I don't think it would have gone on even though it was really good. Huh, look at that guy with the afro. He's not a real fan. It's like, oh, God. I forgot how... It's like, this kid right now is the new representation of every gatekeeping numbskull on Twitter and Facebook that you encounter.
Yep.
And then, of course, you find out it's like, well, man, I can't wait to meet Pootan. It's such an honor. And it's like, that's not Pootan. And it's Freddie inside the costume.
Why is this? Who's Freddie?
Yeah, who the hell's this Freddie guy? And he's like, okay, fine. It's like, it's him. It's just the costume. Yeah, no worries. I'll just go to him and he's just going to be like Pootan. And then he takes off the costume. It's like, he took off the costume. And you find out about the whole autograph double thing, and you find out Pootan was actually in the office, and I guess an executive comes in and says, like, hey man, yeah, like we're getting a lot of angry calls about the autograph signing stuff. Which is like this show, it's a really silly episode, but it's also kind of got some commentary about the entertainment industry. Because Pootan was doing the reasonable thing. Like, I can't be at all 20 autograph sessions at once. So he got a double, and then of course that's the joke, the instigation of the episode. And it's like, well, there's one kid raising hell outside the office. It's like, oh, fine, just bring the brat in. And the kid comes in, he's like, why was there another guy in the costume? And then Pootan turns around and it's this big fake mustache.
I always have a mustache.
It's a joke. That one line.
Does it look like a joke?
Yeah, we'll get out of here. And then it turns out that Freddie hijacks the show. Just does the show while Pootan. And then the guy in the pink bunny outfit's just like, man, we're doing great because I don't know what it is about you, but you got a new routine going. It's like you're an entirely different person. Hey, wait, you aren't the same person. And then the original Pootan's is like, I can't believe my partner didn't notice this. Well, he should notice by now. And then he walks in on him and it's like, okay, so I'm gonna say some smart ass line and you're gonna do this. And it's like, you're already practicing a joke. And again, there's more real cynical take on the entertainment industry of just like, oh yeah, you're replaceable. All that anybody cares about is the character. And it's like,
get in the costume, Pootan.
And then it turns out that both of them got replaced because Freddie and, for some reason, Hayashida got there. Hey, Freddie, what are you doing over here?
That's the part where I was like, this is just dumb. Freddie, what are you doing in here? Why do you have that costume on?
And then it's like, oh no, there's Yamaguchi. And then Freddie's just walking around in a costume. And he's like, hey, let me see the costume. And then Freddie's just like, whack! Like, super defensive. And then they do a quick cutaway to the original Pootan doing the little cardboard thing. And they're like, hey, it's Pootan! I don't get this structure of this episode. I mean, I get it. And then Yamaguchi shows up at the park. And then he's like, okay, well, I'm not going to be funny. And then a bunch of kids are like, hey, that guy's talking to someone in a hamster costume. Yeah, let's go over there. I bet it'll be really funny.
And a hamster costume.
Oh Lord. And then it turns into like the fighting spirit of just like, well, you should reclaim it from Freddie because you're not even fighting for it. It's like, well, I just don't have any good material. Well, you're a comedian, aren't you? Well, do something. This episode is so weird because it's so vapid, but it's also like it has decent points to it. It's like if you
It does.
What is with this show? It's never had an episode like this where you actually have to think, and it's like we just watched an episode where the Japan Boss Championship was decided because if you knew milk was part of yogurt or not. Oh God! And then he does that. So he does that thing where it's like it's not 97 degrees. Hey, look, he took off the costume. Yeah, it's probably because we were talking a lot. We do talk a lot.
It's almost like this episode was a commentary on itself.
It's like,
and how
remember we had plot a little bit
sense.
ago? Guys, remember how we had plot a little bit ago? Never again.
No, not again. Oh gosh, it's like this manga author and the creator was just like, I'm going to make the most nonsensical comic because I'm getting paid to do it and it's working until it's not. So I'm just going to keep going and keep pushing how vapid it all is until everyone's actually sick and tired of it.
Exactly. See how long they last.
I mean, like, I've seen certain comedy anime where it's like, oh, it's just one gag and it's really funny, and then you kind of burn out by the 12th episode. But it's like they're just really like throwing darts at a billboard or like at a target, just seeing like, okay, let's do this and that. That's the plot of the episode.
Pretty much.
I
think it works.
Yeah, no, it works. It's just interesting because the entertainment stuff reminds me of Mike. You would know about this show. I mentioned before Uramichi Onisan.
Oh yeah,
because it's all about a bunch of people in their mid to late 20s stuck doing a cheap like children's entertainment program that has like terrible working conditions, and it's not a good show at all. They all know it's not a good show, but they keep going. And there's this one episode where they're like, we're going to film a summer episode in the dead of winter on the beach. And we're going to crush this winter melon, but we're going to paint it up to be a watermelon because we couldn't get watermelons. That's what this whole thing, because yeah, they would literally just replace you if it needed to be done. So
if need be, yeah.
But again, this is Cromartie High. What the hell is this commentary doing here? Oh.
Hey man, like I said, they brought up the oil shock in the last episode.
Oh gosh. Yeah, they did. But yeah, we're now pretty much in the home stretch. We're almost done.
6 more episodes left, I think.
Yeah, I think about 6. Yeah, it's like we just did episode 18, so yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Surely.
Yeah.
All right. Cameron, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Cam's Eye View. I have my own website called camseyeview.biz where I review animated films and shows from around the world called The Other Side of Animation. I am the co-host of the Renegade Animation Podcast for renegadepopculture.com. I also have a Patreon at patreon.com/camseyeview. That's where you can find me.
All right, Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. We're also on YouTube, on Podchaser, on the Banana Meter. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Absolutely. And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mostly on Twitch and YouTube. Until next time, we will see you all later.